Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Supermanime review with Hassan and myself. Today, we're going to be doing the Supermanime My Adventures with Superman, episode number 7, titled Kiss Kiss Fallen Portal. So, at the end of the last episode, we had finally.
Wait, Dan. Hold on. Kiss Kiss Fallen Portal. Did you know what that reference is?
What?
Orin High School Host Club, the anime. The theme song is Kiss Kiss Fall in Love. That's a reference to that.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So a little anime Easter egg for us going into the Superman.
Going even more into the Supermanime. But so last time we had Lois and Jimmy find out that Clark is Superman. And at the start of this one, Clark and Lois decide to go on a date, and we have them doing some stuff to figure out what they want to do with the date. I was kind of concerned it was going to be an entire episode based on that, but no, the episode was actually based off of Mr.
Mxyzptlk.
Mxyzptlk. Apparently I have been saying it wrong this whole time.
It just depends on the thing, man. They really do change the pronunciation for every single thing that he's in.
It is, but apparently, like, I looked at the spelling, there's never been a Mixel. There's never been the L there. It's always been Mxyzptlk. But anyway, It's got Mr. Mxyzptlk as well as the League of Loises, which of course set the precedence that we all know. Every multiverse has a league of a certain character that goes around meeting other versions of their character.
Perfect.
So overall, before we go into any super details of this, I enjoyed it. I thought that this was actually a lot more fun than I was expecting, and I really like the take that they did on Mr. Mxyzptlk. What was your opinion overall on the episode?
Making Mr. Mxyzptlk a little anime character is absolutely hysterical. Like literally an anime artwork character. And yeah,
I saw like the Supreme Kai is kind of the vibe that I was getting.
Yeah, he's like the Supreme Kai. You get a little Superman the Animated Series reference, and I'm sure people like loved that. I thought that was awesome. And Lois is hot. Even Lewis is hot. Even Lois Lane is hot. All of them are so fun. I like our Lois the best because she's wearing a little crop top all episode. She's so fun. And also Superman is fun. He's such a himbo. I can't stress how these characters are just like, I guess I've just never liked Superman that much. I'm like coming to realize I like them so much. I'm wondering, have I never received an iteration of this show? Because I love Superman and Lois, the live action show.
Yeah.
And I do like that Lois Lane, and I do like that Clark Kent. These are just like my favorite little versions of these characters.
They are great versions. Even the Jimmy, honestly.
Yeah, the Jimmy's so great.
He's so natural. That's one thing I like about this Jimmy is at no point has it really felt like forced humor, forced slapstick comedy thrown in there. No, it's just been so natural of just one of the characters. But yeah, no, I really liked this episode. I like the fact that Lois encounters all of these people who are like, yeah, we've all had our Pulitzer Prize by the age we're 21. And she's like, I'm not even a reporter yet, and I'm 23.
You guys all started sooner than me, right? That was adorable. I love the multiversal Loises while she's going through all the pictures of them, and I have an image to correspond with it because there's a reference in there that made me scream, like yell at my TV. They made a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Oh, did they?
That's Lois, because Kyrie in Kingdom Hearts has very similar hair. And just so you can see the comparison, because you're definitely going to be in on it then, that's what that and that, it'll focus. Look at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That right there shows that this show is going to give us so many of these Easter eggs for different things. That we got the Easter egg on the title, on that. I loved the fact that we kind of skipped over it, but when Mixie shows up to Superman and cycles through all the different Supermen.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that he cycles through them as well as states what Earth each of them are from, confirming that I believe he said that this is in Earth 52.
I think so. No, they're Earth 12.
Earth 12. But they do reference Earth 52.
They do.
Which, if everyone knows, if you know DC, 52 is like their favorite number.
It is. It's also their biggest handicap, and they will more often than not ruin stories to fit into 52. But that's another day because I also love it and I hate it. If they did it well, I'd love it even more. So good. The whole sequence was good.
Yeah, I really liked, like you said, like the way that they did Mxyzptlk of like this anime character that's a jokester. Like it fits so well for the character to grab the comic character and put it in this anime style world and just making it fit, making it work without having the weirdness of everything that comes with the sixth dimensional imp. Because like there's
Oh,
just so much behind that it is tricky to use it without going either too over the top or making them too weak or like, and I felt like they did the perfect mix with
perfect
this.
mix of it. Mxyzptlk is so hard to use. So
Mhm.
like Smallville did Mxyzptlk, and it was some guy, and it was like pronounced really poorly, and he had a terribly thick accent, and it wasn't a Mxyzptlk thing. He had the power to like change the luck of somebody or make people trip. It was very stupid. And then Supergirl did it, and they did it twice. They did one guy that was in love with her during like a love triangle with Mon-El of Daxam, and he was Mr. Pitalik, also had a very stupid accent. Then they recasted him as for those of you who watch How I Met Your Mother, the guy who Victoria leaves at the altar for Ted. That's a very deep cut, but if you get that, you get that. They recast him as him, and now he's like nice and a dork and has an American accent, and he's being more helpful. But they literally had to entirely wholesale recast his character because it's so weird. Fifth dimensional imps are just weird concepts. I mean, that's how they merged Superman that we had from the old continuity with New 52 Superman.
That
With
wasn't, that wasn't Mxyzptlk. That was like a weird
I
I'm
think he's
pretty
in that.
sure it
He's in
was
that story.
related to he might be in it, but I could have sworn that was related to Jor-El, and,
It
like,
was related to Jor-El, but I think it's
that was
like
so
one
long ago.
storyline. It was so long ago. I could be wrong, so comments, come after me and my family. I do think it's both. It was both. But I remember they
Okay.
eventually like merged both of those characters. Mxyzptlk is so hit or miss, and this one's an absolute hit. He's so
Massive
evil
hit.
too. He's like
He's
snide and
but
cunning.
but that's the thing is it's like it's not even that he's so, like, so much evil, but more mischievous. Like,
Yeah,
because it's not like he's
legitimately
like, "Oh, I
mischievous.
want to kill everyone. I wanna ruin the multiverse." No, he's like, "I wanna mess around. I wanna steal this stuff." Prime Lois from, like, the original cartoon,
Mhm.
she made this, like, it was just so, so well done, and I loved the fact that, like, when they first referenced that he gets the hat, it looks like a crown, and I was like, "It's not a hat," and then she takes it off, and it's the little bowler hat, I'm like,
Wait, did you see?
"Yes!"
So he puts it on and turns into the crown.
I must have looked away
Okay,
at that moment
yeah.
because I
It's
yeah,
the cute
okay.
little hat, puts it on, and immediately turns into like an anime crown, and then takes it
So
off.
good.
I loved it. I loved it. And Jimmy is a standout in this episode. Jimmy
He's
and I don't remember
stealing
what
the
they
show.
call what do they call his female counterpart? I don't remember
Oh,
what it was.
Jenny?
Maybe. Uh it was really funny. That whole dynamic. Like, I've met 100 different Jimmys, but never a flame bird.
Yeah.
It's so dorky and amazing. I just like Jack Quaid, his performance as Superman is standout.
Oh, it's been
He's
so good.
nothing like we've ever gotten before. And Jack Quaid's a great actor. You get Jack Quaid, he was in Hunger Games when we were kids. He was not a great actor in that, but he was in that. He's in The Boys as Huey, and he's awesome as Huey in The Boys. And now he just gets to be Superman.
Mhm.
And that's this. I think I've said it before in an episode. He's the one nepotism baby I stand by. Okay. He's earned his nepotism life hack. It's so fun. Lewis Lane really took me out. I thought that was so
Lewis,
funny.
that was great, especially because when Mixie's like, "Lois, Lois," and I don't know, I forget your name. Like, just
Lois, I don't know who you are. Lois,
but
Lois, and Lewis Lane. It just sounds so funny
it
just to say it over and over.
overall, just great episode because it also shows us something that gives us like a theory to where the direction of this show is going because we see that not every Superman in the multiverse is good, which is also obviously implies not all Lois Lanes are good.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I saw this and I want to get your opinion because I feel like all of the different versions of Superman that go evil, I feel like Lois is going to learn that most of them are Clarks that lost their Lois. And so she's going to be
Yeah.
hesitant to be with him and because she doesn't want him going in that path. Now, I
Wow.
hope
I never
they
even thought of that.
yeah, I hope they don't go in that direction because I've been a fan of the fact that they haven't been like too much with the
Destined for each other
relationship.
too.
Exactly. Like it's been more
Yeah.
of like a through line to just kind of push things forward. It's not been like a sole focus of no one's here going, "Oh my god, I want them to get together." Because it's like, no, they're getting together. We all kind of know where
I
that's
have a
going.
little bit of a weird feeling, not a dislike specifically, but just like a
Okay.
very weird feeling with like They introduced the multiverse very early into the Superman. He's hearing about kryptonite from other people from another world, not from the context of his
Before
own world.
learning that he's from Krypton as
Yeah, like
well.
literally Krypton. That was named dropped by Mxyzptlk or Mixel I don't fucking care
I think
anymore.
it was
Well,
Mxyzptlk. I've
Mixes.
been replacing the
We'll call him
Mixel
Mixie.
with
We'll call him
Mixes.
Mixie.
Mixie, yeah.
Mixie. Mixie references Krypton for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that and how they carry the story forward. I hope they don't harp on it too much that like Lois
Mhm.
is starting to treat Superman weird because she's aware of it. I hope she understands that just because they're evil versions of people, it was kind of silly to me, and it's because we live in a world in a time period, and I guess like the fiction that I've read my entire life, I've always been very aware that the multiverse in my brain exists, and that every
Right.
decision I've ever made diverged into another universe, quantum mechanics, whatever, and I could be a supervillain in one of those worlds. You know what I mean? Like that's an awareness that I have.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's kind of weird that Lois is so shocked that there's an evil version of Clark because it's like you thought he was God, like he's inherently this holier than thou being. I think you're putting him on a bit of a pedestal then. But also,
Well, I think that's one of those ones where it's the eye opener of someone that you can know so well can be so different on a different because I
yeah,
think I think the big one is her gonna see this with Clark, but I think it's gonna be a big one for her going, but what's up with all these Loises then? Like
yeah.
they were hiding stuff. Like what's
The Loises, the Lewises, the Jimmies, which I wish they had more Jimmies. I was sad that they only had one.
I love
If you
that
guys have
they
seen Barbie, it reminds me of the line where it's like, "This is Alan. There's only one of him." And then Michael Cera responds with, "Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on why that is." And it's really well done. Yeah, it reminds me of that. It's gonna be interesting. The hairstyles. We have to talk
oh
about
my
hair
god.
because we get to see our Clark has a very different costume and design and hair than most Supermen do. I think it's great. I think it's a really cool iteration of it. But it's
Mhm.
kind of fun to see him with the normal hairstyle. So like evil Superman is basically like the entirely the same art style, but with like different the curlier bang, whatever. And then we also get to see the animated series. The Loises and the Lewises, all of them have really cool, distinct hairstyles. I wasn't into punk rock Lois Lane, but the rest of them looked God.
I think her purpose was solely to put questions into the viewer's mind
Yeah,
because she
which
was the
works.
one that made a couple like sly comments that made you kind of go, okay, what are these people actually up to?
Yeah.
Like maybe they're not all on the up and up because I don't know what's going there. But my theory, and I hope that I'm wrong, my theory is Lois is going to distance herself from Superman because she's seen
Mm-mm.
that things go evil. Her dad is going to turn out to be the general. He's going to get
Probably.
a hold of this technology that shows the evil versions of Superman, use that as justification to take care of Superman. Now, I hope that I'm entirely wrong
You're
because this
so
show so
wrong.
far has been so much like making me think I can predict it and then goes in a completely different direction. And I love that. And so that's one of the reason I'm saying this because I really hope they go in such a bizarre, different direction that works so much better that it's going to reconfirm that this is one of my favorite iterations of Superman. And I'm going to just straight up say that because I have not really watched one of these episodes and hated the entire episode. I've hated portions of some of them, but that's just the way things go. Overall, though, on average, I've enjoyed this show tremendously.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm at it's been great. It's one of those shows that you can like my friend Isaiah hasn't seen any episodes of it, but me and my girlfriend have been watching all of it, and we decided we were just gonna put it on because I need to watch it for today. So we put it on last night, and he's just watching it. And it's the ninth episode, and it's completely discontinued. Now, does it have a cohesive narrative and is it serialized? Absolutely. But
mhm,
can someone just pick it up and enjoy it because you can recognize the iconicism of the character and watch like, oh, that's Lois, that's Jimmy Olsen, Superman, let's watch it.
right.
Absolutely. It doesn't differ enough to make it alien from the source material, but it differs enough to make it distinct. And I think
Yeah.
that's why the show is a win and why these reviews are just they're like this is what you guys are doing for what do you call it? Gifting me to make up for what you did to me with Flash. Where I had to watch every episode and scream at the top of my lungs by how miserable I was. Now I get to just have a little bit of joy, just a tiny bit, just a pinch of
Yeah.
joy every week. So
And what you said is a great point as well, because yeah, most of these episodes can be standalone episodes with just a small through line. And I think that's great because, yeah, you can watch any of these episodes and be like, this is fun. And I don't need to have seen other episodes for the most part. So, not too much else to say about this. All I think we can both agree on is that this show is so much better than I think we expected. And I am so thankful that we actually get to watch something that we enjoy and can talk about and don't have to force a smile on my face and pretend like it's a lot better than it actually is.
Flash
This
is
one's
great. Oh, Flash is so good. I love the Flash. Oh my god. Oh, run faster, Barry. Iris and Barry are so cute. Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and sign off there. Thank you guys so much for being here. He is Hassan with Bad Days Pod on YouTube. I am Dan. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, guys.